Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 63 of Bala Kanda. In the previous two chapters, we saw the rage of Vishwamitra and his enmity against Vasistha in the story of Trishanku. And then we saw a humane face, a compassionate Vishwamitra when he tried to save Shunashepa from being a human victim in the sacrifice. And then now we see, after 1,000 years of penance, whether his senses were still being controlled. We will see in this story. Sri Vishwamitra passed 1,000 years in the practice of mortification. Then the gods came to bestow on him the fruits of his asceticism. The Supreme Brahma addressed him in pleasing accents, saying, O Holy One, may you be prosperous. You are now becoming a rishi by virtue of your great austerities. Having said this, Sri Brahma and the other celestial beings returned to their own spheres. Earlier, after 1,000 years of his great penance, he has been simply named as a royal sage. And then now, even after practicing for so many years, he lost many spiritual power while trying to ascend Trishanku to the heaven, while cursing the sons of Vasistha, while cursing his own sons, and because of that reason, he had now simply rise to the level of only a rishi. Vishwamitra again engaged in severe austerity and in this way passed many more years. While thus employed, the celestial nymph Menaka came to bath in the Pushkara lake, resembling lightning illumining a cloud. Her beauty stirred the passion of Vishwamitra, and he said to her, Be gracious to me, for I am filled with a great love for you. Then that beautiful one agreed to take up her abode in the hermitage of Vishwamitra. The penance of Vishwamitra were thus rendered void by the presence of Menaka in the hermitage. O Rama, that nymph passed 10 years in that place. After this time, Sri Vishwamitra, perceiving himself to have been deluded, was filled with shame and he reflected on the cause of his infatuation. Then he adjudged the gods to have devised this plan to bring his asceticism to naught, and he cried out, What have I passed 10 years with this woman, as though those 10 years passed off as simply 10 nights. Alas, my great austerities are destroyed by this passion. Sighing heavily and filled with remorse, he beheld Menaka trembling with fear standing near. But Vishwamitra, addressing her in assuring words, bade her farewell. Having controlled his passions, Sri Vishwamitra went to the northern mountains and began to perform penance in the Himalayas on the bank of Kaushiki river. Then, O Rama, the gods were filled with fear by the austerities practiced by the rishi on the Himalayan mountain, and approaching Sri Brahma, they said, O grandfather, now grant the title of Maharishi to Sri Vishwamitra. Sri Brahma then appeared before Vishwamitra and in gentle accents said to him, Hail to you, O Rishi! I am pleased with your austerity. I name you chief among the rishis as Maharishi. Then Vishwamitra, making obeisance to Sri Brahma, spoke submissively, saying, O Lord, these penances have been undertaken by me that I might become a Brahmarishi. Since you still name me Maharishi, I regard myself as not yet fully self subdued. Sri Brahma answered to him, saying, so it is, you have not yet fully gained the mastery over your senses, O great Muni, undergo further penance. Having uttered these words, Sri Brahma returned to the celestial regions. Then Vishwamitra began an exceedingly severe penance, standing unsupported with his arms raised, living only on air in the summer season. He was standing in the mid of fire. In the summer season, he was standing in the mid of fires. In the rainy season, he was lying there without a canopy. In the winter, he was practicing his spiritual discipline, submerging in the water. Thus did he pass 1,000 years. Perceiving Vishwamitra undergoing these severe penances, the gods were greatly perturbed. At length their lord Indra approached the nymph Rambha and begged her to promote his interest and cause harm to Vishwamitra. Thus ended chapter 63 of Bala Kanda in Ramayana. Here in this story, we are seeing there were obstacles at every step to Vishwamitra. And this happens in everybody's life. It is not that Indra is having some kind of a enmity towards those who are practicing spirituality, and that's why he is sending the apsaras. Everything is symbolic. He is sending apsaras. He is somehow causing an obstacle. Someone comes there and the person practicing spirituality curses them, or with the wish to help them, they spend all their spiritual energy in order to help them. Each is an obstacle for someone who is studying the path of spirituality, and one should continuously sustain with that and continues to control his anger, control the senses, control himself, and maintain a harmony with himself in the spiritual practices. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.